Welcome back to our channel, dear friends. Here, we tell heartfelt stories that remind us of the beauty of love, family, and life itself. If this is your first time here, we invite you to join our community of listeners who believe in the power of human connection. Today's story is about something simple yet deeply symbolic: a grandpa's walking stick. Behind it lies a lifetime of wisdom, love, and sacrifice that has been passed down through generations. Let us walk together in the footsteps of a man who carried both strength and tenderness in every step. There was a boy named Michael who grew up in a small town surrounded by fields and quiet mornings. His grandfather, William, was the heart of their family. William had lived through wars, built a home with his bare hands, and raised his children with discipline yet boundless love. By the time Michael was born, William was already old, and his walking stick never left his side. That walking stick wasn't just a piece of carved wood. To Michael, it was a symbol of resilience. He remembered how his grandfather leaned on it when walking across the fields, how it tapped gently against the wooden floors, and how William would sometimes place it across his lap when telling stories of his youth. Each scratch, each mark on that stick was a silent witness of the storms William had endured in life. Michael grew very attached to his grandpa. He followed him everywhere, often holding the other side of the walking stick, pretending to support him, though William was still strong enough to walk alone. It was William's way of teaching Michael that sometimes strength comes not from walking alone, but from allowing someone else to share the journey. Years passed, and Michael grew into a teenager. Life became busier, and he spent less time with his grandpa. William, however, never complained. He would sit quietly on the porch with his walking stick by his side, watching Michael run off to football practice or out with his friends. Inside, William carried a quiet pride, but also the silent ache of seeing his little companion drift away into the world. Then came the day when William fell ill. His strength faded, and his walking stick became more than just support. It was necessity. Michael, now older, began to see the lines of sacrifice carved deep into his grandfather's face. He noticed the way William still tried to smile, still tried to make jokes, though pain lived in his every breath. It was then Michael realized how much he had taken for granted. One evening, he sat by William's side, holding the walking stick with trembling hands. William looked at him and whispered, "This stick has carried me through storms, Michael. One day it will be yours, not for you to lean on, but to remind you that life's strength is built from love and endurance." Not long after, William passed away. The house felt emptier than ever, but in the corner of the living room stood the walking stick. Michael picked it up, and suddenly it felt heavier, not because of the wood, but because of the legacy it carried. From that day forward, whenever Michael faced hardship, he would hold the stick, close his eyes, and hear William's voice guiding him. It gave him the courage to persevere, to be patient, and above all, to love deeply. Years later, Michael became a father himself. When his own son asked about the old stick leaning against the wall, Michael smiled with tears in his eyes. He told him about a man named William who had walked through storms, carrying not just himself, but an entire family on his shoulders. And then Michael placed the stick in his son's tiny hands, continuing the legacy of wisdom and love. This story teaches us that sometimes the simplest objects hold the deepest meanings. The walking stick wasn't just about helping an old man walk. It was about sacrifice, endurance, and the power of family. It reminds us to treasure the people who walk beside us, because their steps carve the path for our future. Thank you for staying with us through this touching journey of love and legacy. If this story warmed your heart, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a reminder of the quiet strength found in family. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next story. Until then, may you walk in wisdom, love, and gratitude every day.